The Kalenjin were fighting and stealing from the Luo and such like.
Yes.
We were just a collection of quarreling tribes and fighting tribes.
Okay.
Celebrating belligerent against each other.
Okay.
Welcome back again to the Radar Files. I am your host, your frate. Rada ni moja. Today the team has compiled a couple of videos that I would like us to go through and share my 2 cents with you guys so that you can share your 2 cents with me down in the comments below. And I have realized almost 1% of the people watching this video have subscribed to this channel. So if you want to join the 1% of this channel, make sure you subscribe so that you may be put back into the radar of the videos that I am going to create. Na kama kawaida, before we begin, sanitize your mouth. Iyo ni hibiscus, iyo si wine. It is the bitter things in life that matter.
Kenya,
Yes.
before the white man came here,
Yes.
was non-existent. We were a collection of quarreling tribes who were killing each other,
Oh.
stealing cattle,
Okay.
livestock in general, from each other. You were kind of savages in that they were murderers. They did not know each other well. Of course, people like the Kikuyu, they knew the Maasai because they were neighbors and were raiding each other.
Okay.
My community there.
So who's this man? This man is Njiru, and he has served in the government of Kenya for almost over 50 years. From the regime of our first president Jomo Kenyatta. He was there as the leader of the press. Then he went on to take over also as the leader of the press for the 24 years and 18 plus other more years after the retirement of Daniel Arap Moi Manitorotich. So this guy is very informed. As you can see, the eyes are the windows to the soul, and his eyes are telling a lot. His eyes can clearly show you that, this guy, usimse mwenye unaweza cheza naye rahisi. Yeah, you can find this video kwa Dr. Kingori where he talks more about the Kenyan government and he gives you insights about how it is being ran. As I am watching this clip, I realized that he's saying we were already divided before the colonial government or before the Kenya colony was established. To some point, that is true, but I would also like to differ on that because I have a big question in my mind. How did some of the people we call our prophets, how did they know other things like a snake is going to come? For me, I think these people are actually walking. Perhaps they were the first spies of each tribe and they could congregate somewhere and I ndo walikuwa the first CIA, the first NIS. That's what I mean. But we were already divided, that's what he's saying. We were just a collection of tribes. And the other thing he has said that it is the neighboring groups are the one that used to raid each other because they knew each other well. Yes, it is the people who know you that will always raid or try to take something away from you because they do not see how you can progress further than them, or it's just a difference of ideologies between the two governments, some of the two tribes. So let's continue anyway.
We were fighting the Kamba. The Kalenjin were fighting and stealing from the Luo and such like.
Yes.
We were just a collection of quarreling tribes and fighting tribes.
Okay.
Celebrating belligerent against each other.
Okay.
They did not, for example, a Meru, a person from Meru, did not know the Kuria. The Embu people did not know the Pokot. They had never seen any.
Okay.
We had never seen the Taita or the Ngiriama or the Jibana, the Mijikenda people in general.
Okay.
Because you see, if you traveled outside your boundaries, you would be considered to be a spy and you would be killed.
Whoa.
So people are living within their communities.
Sheesh. As I had said, what if these people we called prophets back in the days, what if they were just spies? Because in the Agikoyo people, you will find that they say Mugo wa Kibiru will always disappear for a very long time, then come back. What if during this time he had gone to spy? What if he had instruments of spying? I don't know, but it might be true.
Yes.
That's why when one of the greatest punishments in the traditional African society was to be an outcast, to be sent away from your community.
Yes. If you do not conform
Yes.
to the social norms of your community, you are ostracized.
That is very weird. In comparison to the culture that we are living in today, actually being an outcast is something that is upheld. Because most people are conforming to certain groups and they are aligning themselves with particular ideologies. So the person who is always like the outcast or the banished one is the person that is always attractive to the other ones, because he seems like he has some kind of liberation. He seems like he has some kind of knowledge. And kama umeona hii series inaitangwa Vikings, kuna hawa watu wenye anytime mtu alikuwa anakuwa banished, alikuwa anaenda anapata more information, sometimes anarudi, and akirudi anarudi na a lot of power, because he has gone out there, he has gotten allies, and things of the sort. Unlike our people, unlike he's describing it, I would like to think that that is how it also happened in our tribes. That is how other information got from this tribe to the other tribe. There must have been a buffer in between. Otherwise, I know his words have a lot of weight because he has been in the government for over 50 years. He knows how things run. But I also have my ideologies. I also have to exercise my free will. And as a free thinker, as a sovereign Kenyan, I have to tell you that.
You are an outcast.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, what strategy does the white man use to unite the communities? And I'm using the word unity very loosely in this context.
The Kenya colony, for example.
Yes.
He did not unite them. He did not. He just put them together because he was the overall leader of the country. But he made Kenya.
Yes.
So, what he's saying, the establishment of the colony did not bring about unity. It just brought about a collection of tribes that were quarreling with each other under somebody else's rule. Might that be the reason why there is always issues in our country? Because there is no form of unity. And if we can find that form of unity, I believe that form of unity might actually put Kenya on a very critical map. There's people who are peddling this kind of information that East Africa should unite and be based on one language, and the language should be Swahili. And Swahili has been spoken by a variety of countries in East Africa. So it will make sense. It will also make sense if there is a currency that is used by these countries that speak the same language. You see, things like that, those things are things that we are not going back to our traditional African societies, but we are moving forward with these kinds of structures. These kinds of structures will actually bring some kind of unity and eliminate a lot of tribalism, because it is tribalism that brings about corruption. It is tribalism that causes people to stray away from the goal of the future that we had set together. Because at some point, even though these countries or these tribes, they were collected together by the superior colonists, they got to some point where they decided, we need to take back this land because it belongs to us. And by doing that, there were these things that led to freedom reforms throughout Africa. So if that happened, it can also happen again. But this time, we need to develop structures that actually foster our unity and abolish the tribalism kind of things. It is so hard to say something like that, because you realize each culture was it had its own spirituality, it had its own ways of governance. So for that to happen, we also need a very big conference where people communicate and air their own ideas on how things should be run, or how things were run in their communities. And this amalgamation of different kinds of information should point us to the direction that we should follow. So kuna haja ni bonge sana, niko na hayo machache ya kusema. Kwa hivyo, let's go to the next. And before we go to the next, in sanitization, we need to calm down, and tunaifanya like this.
Fanya hivi. Ndio. Aya, inaguruma. Fanya hivi. Ndio.
Ati mabadis ndio wanafika shags. If only there was a page dedicated to Kenyans being Kenyans, This is not a Kenyan being a Kenyan. This is just a young person that has lost his identity with the land. Can you imagine, years ago, this type of girl will actually interact with the chicken that she's holding, inaguruma. She could have been very comfortable handling that chicken, but due to circumstances that she had lived with, due to the modern society we are living in, it's something foreign to her. And this also leads me to another issue. When you look at when kids are growing up, they are usually very savage when they are young. Like a kid will grab a cockroach, or even grab a snake, or even grab a lizard and not worry, and the lizard will not harm or do anything to the kid or to the child. But as they grow up, as they get into these systems that have been put into place to program the people for obedience, then you realize they start becoming fearful. Hata mimi, I also had this fear in me, even though it is a rite of passage in the lineage that I am coming from. I had this fear that you should not kill. Ita menye mtu amekuwa programmed pale 2020 that we should not kill. We should sisemi kill people, I'm saying we should not kill animals. So I became a vegetarian. I was pro animals have spirit. My guy, saa nipatie hiyo kuku, nitaishika nikate hiyo shingo na ni roast hiyo nyama nikule vizuri. I will even marinate the meat before cooking it, because I have dominion over the land that I am on. I have dominion over all the created creatures. And that dominion is given to me by the awareness that you are. YouTube thinks you might like this video that is suggested on your screen. So click that one next and let's continue to connect.